Champagne,
Teresa,
and Lynn.
And we are here bringing you our latest book to movie adaptation. Part 2.
Hidden Bodies.
Part two of You, Hidden Bodies.
I feel like I heard some scratching in there. Part 2.
You might have. I didn't have no lotion today, so that might have been that.
No.
Yeah. So let's jump. Oh, but before we jump in, who's this written by? I know we said it on the first version.
Karen Kepnes.
Thank you. So we are here bringing to you the book to movie adaptation of Part 2 to You. Not actually a movie. It is a series on Netflix. So check it out. What are we drinking today?
Well, before that, the book is Hidden Bodies. It's not called You.
Correct.
And it's by Karen Kepnes.
Happiness.
And we are drinking Olney Winery's Soho House White. Yeah. It's a classic of ours. Everybody loves this one, correct?
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay, I thought so, but we start talking and drinking, and I love it. Yeah, so just wanted to make sure I was keep the facts straight up here. Yeah. But yes, it's a very good wine. Check it out.
Thank you. So let's get started. What y'all think about the Hidden Bodies?
I enjoyed the book.
Who wants to start?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the book. He's stuck with crazy, so I think Carolyn... what was her name?
Kepnes.
Carolyn Kepnes. I think she did a good job with, keeping the story flowing. And it was a little suspenseful for me. I didn't really know what was going to happen and what was going to take place. I enjoyed reading the book.
So when you say stuck with crazy, do you mean him crazy or he stuck with crazy?
No, I meant stuck with him being crazy because he had that whole talking in his head stuff in the book, and he remained crazy in the book.
And crazy storyline to where the things that were happening, they weren't jump off of a roof while trying to fly crazy, but the detail oriented. Well, let me make sure that I knock out his teeth and keep him in a jar and go back and get my jar from 6 months ago when I peed in it and left it in the cabinet type crazy. So
yeah, and then also the whole I really need to do this so I can make her love me. So I'm going to keep him locked up in this room for a minute because that's how he's going to be my friend. Crazy.
But I do like how they continued things from the first book, the jar pee for one. That was a big deal. And then also talking about how Peach was a problem. And I took care of that problem. It wasn't just a clean break to a new book. It actually continued the story. So the books, I like them in succession.
I like the fact that she kept when he would reference Beck in this book, he always has to, it shows you how crazy he is because he always has to say R.I.P. Beck every time, R.I.P. Beck.
Look, just say up to my homie.
R.I.P. Beck. Really?
This is for my home mess.
Oh, I mean, it's funny because little things like that show you just how crazy he's off.
Yeah.
So yeah. I thought it was funny when I finally realized when they were going on a trip, him and Amy, that they were actually taking a trip back to the Salinger's house to get the pee. I didn't realize that. I'm like, wait, that's a smooth setup.
I had to get away, but I gotta get my jar of pee that I left there when I killed somebody.
I'm like, oh my God. Everybody else completely forgot about the pee except for Joe, clearly.
Right.
Going the beach, talking about, hopefully they talk so I can go get the pee. Right. He's literally planning his whole day around leaving Amy to go get the jar of pee.
Oh my God, man. It was so funny.
So one of the things that I looked up before we started talking about the movie is the original book, Hidden Bodies, came out in 2016, even before You season 1 on Netflix came out. And then season 2 for You, that was supposed to be about Hidden Bodies, came out in 2019. And I do not understand why they did not align. You had 3 years
Let's jump
3 years.
into the series discussion.
Yeah.
Because
3 years. That's all I gotta say. 3. So the timeline.
they blew it, though. They blew it on you in the first season of the series because they changed that ending.
Yes.
It was really going to be impossible for them to follow that storyline. I think they could have got a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But I just felt like they blew it because they changed the ending on season 1. And I don't understand why they did that. It was a great storyline.
And they could have easily fixed it, I feel like. You know, even though the first one, Candace came back, but in the bookshop. But at the beginning of this one, it could have been just his imagination that she walked in or something. I don't know.
Right.
They could have done something because that's what
connection. You're right.
Or he could have just killed her again and just kind of got her out of the picture. I mean, I was disappointed. I could see, that the series is going to go for another season.
It is.
And my thought is, if there's another book that comes out, it's not even worth us reviewing at this point any longer because they've already strayed so far out of the storyline. I don't know how they can reel it back in.
Well, besides the names of the characters, that's really about it. That's all they can continue.
So it's another book too? Also?
No, I actually looked.
Oh.
So Karen Kepnes has written 4 books, but only 2 of them are in succession, like a storyline. You and Hidden Bodies. The other 2 are just random one-off books. I looked this up because I was like, the last book was 2016. Is there a third one before this third season comes out? It's not, but it does not even go with the storyline. And I even read the synopsis to make sure, because of course the names aren't like U2 or whatever, and they're not. So we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, she should have left. She should have left this one alone, also. But
yeah, but I mean, there's so many things that I didn't like about the series. But one of the things that really stuck out to me was the way 40 died. Like in the book, it was like a natural hit by a car, and crazy guy didn't do it, and it didn't have this impact of like the way it did in the series. I mean, the series, he got shot. He's getting ready to kill pointing a gun at his sister and just mad at everybody and just crazy. And
but you was.
the book, he ended up being successful and had all of these things going for him. All of the stuff that he wanted all of his entire life, he achieved it and then died. But it also left room for, what was the main character, the guy? I can't think of his name for some reason.
Which one? Henderson or
Joe.
Oh.
Or Will, depending on
Will or Joe. It left room for him to sort of step in and finish writing for 40, but there was this whole sort of success story with 40 that didn't take place in the series at all, and I didn't like that. I wanted 40 to be successful.
Changed the entire thing from how he got to California. Amy was completely pretty much left out.
My first note said, "What happened to chapters 1 through 6?"
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, did I read something wrong?
Well, I get that they connected. So Candace's character was Amy later on, but that didn't happen. Like, it wasn't like that. And Amy was a different person.
Completely
was her own person that used him for his own like things. But like, I was literally listening to it, and I'm like, because I actually watched the season like last year, and then so I read it, and then I went back and watched it, and I'm reading the book like, wait, this all does not happen. So I'm like writing down like, all right, chapter 1, scratch, chapter 2. But all I had chapter 6, and I was just like, when is the actual movie show gonna connect?
And that was the whole reason. That was the whole reason he even went to California. He didn't go to California to start a new life.
Yeah, so I was like, why'd you even go?
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was confused on the 2 ladies for so long. I had to start over.
Right.
Oh, you mean in the series you didn't understand because,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused on the 2 people. I was like, what? Wait, huh?
Mm-hmm. If anything, they should have changed Candace's name to something completely different instead of Amy. If Amy wasn't going to be in it, then just leave her out of it completely.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That's true.
I fully agree.
Yeah, but they were trying to okey doke us to make us think, Amy is in it.
Yeah.
Well, then at the same time, I feel like they just changed like so much that was unnecessary. Like in the book, Love was an actress, a small time actress with small like roles. Yes. But in the movie, the show, she was like a chef and went to like chef school, culinary school, was like making him dinners to kind of pull him in and stuff. And I'm just like, their love attraction did not start the same way that in the book. not that it had to deal with her being an actress versus a chef, but like the small steps to get him and entice him did not happen.
They didn't meet that way. Right.
And it messed up the dynamic between the old friend that she ended up sleeping with, because she basically was using him to be in his movie.
Yeah. Right.
And so it messed up that dynamic. I have no idea why they brought the little girl into the series at all. Like, the whole role of, what's her name's little sister? Like, why was she there?
But it didn't make sense at all, but it was cute. But it didn't make sense.
I like her character.
Yeah, I liked her character.
But I was like,
series wasn't attached to a book. So, yeah, it would have been a good series without the book. Right. But I don't understand why they even changed Joe's name. None of that. Like, just leave him Joe. He's Joe in the book. Why not leave him as Joe? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then, like, in the series, have like him been found out, and then Love being like, well, Joe or Will, whoever you are. I feel like the whole name change was irrelevant. Like, why did we go halfway through calling you Will, and then she go back to calling you Joe? Like, I know she was mad at first, but I just was like, that was unnecessary.
And then Love, like, she was straight up crazy in the series. Yes. I mean, you could see she had some issues because she was accepting him after learning everything about him. Although in the book, I couldn't tell whether she was playing games or not, and maybe she was faking she was pregnant. Like, I couldn't get a feel for where she was going. Right. But in the series, she straight up is killing people. Like,
it's for you.
Made in heaven. And how Joe gonna have morals now? You were
right.
Right. He's like
looked at her like she was like filth.
Right.
Like, how dare you kill people?
He was about to take her out because she was killing people. Like,
what are you locking people in boxes and you looking at her like she crazy?
That was so funny though. His judgment on her had me cracking up. I was like,
and there was literally a dead body in there, and he's like, acting all, oh my god, it's a dead body.
Right.
I've seen you break teeth and like chop people up, and all of a sudden now you got problems.
Shove the body in the grinder and carrying on. Really? I can't eat with that body beside me. Really?
Like,
yeah, it was hilarious.
You slept with like a box of parts above you in the bathroom. Like, so how are you uncomfortable?
It's like I literally wrote down a serial killer with morals. I don't know how that works. I really don't.
Because you gotta have a right reason to kill someone, and Amy wasn't having no right reason.
Well, the only right reason for him is for someone that doesn't want him. So, or some phantom person he might think is his way.
I mean, she was so worried in the beginning about her leaving him once she found out, and to find out she's just like you. Oh, you're a match made in heaven.
That's what you think. Like, this chick is cool with me killing people. She killing people. We about to have a killing people baby. Like, come on.
You would have thought he would have been happy, right?
Right.
He was just like, ooh. What kind of person are you?
Like that. Now, what I really did not like was the flashbacks that he was having as a kid. How he would go back and like it kind of with his mom, basically like his abandonment issues and those kind of things. I felt like it was excusing his behavior. Like, if you're gonna make him crazy, let him be crazy. Don't try to give him this background story about how his mom was a prostitute and would leave him to go sleep with his Johns and whatnot. Like, just leave it at crazy is crazy. Stop giving him a background that is making excuses.
Right.
I did not like that at all.
It's funny. I also wrote down that where does the double standard with men actually stop? Like, you have morals, so you know how they say, men cheat, oh, you forgive them. Women cheat, can't forgive them. Men kill, you forgive them. Women kill, it's like, no, you got to go. Like, what is happening? Does it stop?
Make it feminist on them? I know that's right.
What is happening? I'm just saying.
That was D.
It never stops.
The one part that I wanted to mention was the whole LSD scene where like 40 drugs, Will or Joe or whatever, and they go through this whole trip. I've never personally taken like LSD, but it looks like it is funny to watch in person. Like, I would sit my butt on that couch and it was some popcorn.
That was hysterical.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm like, what is that? man, I'd be messing with them left and right. I mean, I don't know if I personally could take it.
Necessarily requires LSD because something was jumping back here.
That's what I'm saying. And I was about to say that, like, with me, if I took it, like, y'all know how many dystopian movies and books and stuff that I've seen? I would be seeing zombies coming out of, like, my glasses right now.
We would literally have to tie you up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be one of those people that start eating faces in Miami. This is why I can't do it myself.
What?
I don't know. Oh my God.
But anyways, the point is that whole, like, scene or part where he just started writing the date or the time on his arm. I was like, what's he doing? He drugged him. And I thought it was going to be like Xanax or something like that would like make him relax to be able to think. I didn't think it was going to be a whole acid trip of jumping out of windows into like garbage pails.
Yeah.
41 wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
But you know what was really interesting to me, because I was so completely lost with the series, like really I didn't know what was going to happen. That's when it was just like the he was on the LSD and then he went back to and he was supposedly had killed what's his name in there?
The neighbor.
Yeah. Like I wasn't sure which way they were going. I really had no idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he killed her too, honestly.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah. But
like the whole mission, they'll figure it out.
Right, but he was so adamant that he didn't. And I'm just like, okay, like, you kill people, though. Why are you so certain?
You had to right this injustice. Of like,
Right.
She didn't deserve to die. Why did she die? I had to have a reason why I killed her. Like,
Exactly.
You're a serial killer.
Eventually you kill them anyway. For the most part, you do kill people anyway.
Exactly. I mean, you are a killer, dude.
But he
Like,
didn't kill Will.
Yeah. The one person let go.
oh, yeah.
The real Will.
Yeah.
I think Billy Will was going to be his savior. At some point in version 775.5, Will will come back to save him.
Right. And Will was just as crazy. He just wasn't a killer.
Yeah.
But he did live in a cyber world where he couldn't distinguish reality.
Yeah.
And you guys, I hate when they mess up the timing on certain things. And the little girl, Ellie. Remember when Will brought her new phone? And as soon as she opened it, she was on Instagram. I'm just like, yeah, that's not the
log in.
You got to transfer and set up your account and all of that mess. Come on now.
You gotta sign into your iCloud.
Right, for the backup. Right.
First of all, you got to remember what the daggone password was from 200 years ago. Because you've been doing face recognition for, the last 2 years.
And then if you got a new cell phone, like the box comes sealed. So why should you just open the box up like nothing was wrong? Like I would have been like, how'd you give me an unsealed phone box for a new phone?
Exactly.
Like there's too many disconnects. Like come on, man, we're in 2020 now. We
Well,
know.
I guess when you think about it, in the big scheme of things, he said he installed a tracker, so he pretty much set it up for her already.
No,
But
I get
right,
that.
Lynn,
I get it.
in her mind, she
She
should have been like,
should
how
have
do you
that.
set this phone up?
Exactly.
Exactly.
What's happening?
Exactly.
I mean, we don't need to talk about the cast. It's the same cast, but was there anyone that stuck out that you wanted to talk about?
Hendrix.
Well, Henderson, Chris D'Elia, I freaking love him.
I love him. Yeah, I love him.
I used to follow him on like Vine when it was a thing. I didn't really follow that many people, but like he would crack me up on Vine. So I was glad to see him. His comedy stand-ups on like Netflix too, but I was glad to see him in a movie, and he played that like I might drug people like 16-year-olds, but I'm kind of cool because they're like after-hour parties. So I like his character.
I thought his character was pretty funny too.
I was interested in the fact that they used a deaf person to play the guy that she was in love with in the series.
I like
but
it.
in the book, it was a black guy, right? So they still wanted to keep it a minority type, but I'm interested into why they made that cast change from a black guy to a guy who was deaf.
Right.
I don't know, but it was a weird choice. I was waiting to see what black actor they were going to pick to play that role.
Yeah.
Well, he was the store. He was like the store third manager, third supervisor.
What?
I said your black character was the little third supervisor of the store.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yes. Mhm. Yeah.
How
Or the
about the
outsider.
girl feel like that he can put on this baseball cap and disappear?
Right. Nobody knows who he is.
Nobody sees you, Joe.
Celebrities have been doing that in like sitcoms since I was a kid. Like all of a sudden, the baseball cap and glasses makes you like despicable.
Yeah. You just disappear. Yeah. He walks like.
You guys, in Marvel Comics, Superman takes off his glasses and becomes a new person. The Arrow takes off his mask or puts a mask on and nobody knows who he is.
I literally was in the Target in Hollywood like a couple years ago, and I'm walking through Target like buying wine because that's me. And I look over and there's like somebody, like a grown man, like 6 something, with a baseball cap and glasses on in Target. So first of all, I'm like, you're inside. So boom, I'm looking at you anyway because you look ridiculous with sunglasses on in Target. And it happened to be the character that played the guy that played Mark Sloan in Grey's Anatomy. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, if you really wanted to be that incognito and like blend in, why are you wearing sunglasses inside?
I don't. I really don't. I don't think they want to be incognito. I think they really want to be seen, but we need to act like we don't want to be seen.
Well, that's what Joe said in the series. Joe said, yeah, all of these actors that want to act like they don't want to be recognized, but they're really upset when they're not recognized because the way that they try to cover it up makes them so visible.
It's so...
Because Joe's right. Joe's smart.
You want your boyfriend?
Joe is smart though.
Kill everybody around you.
He cool, but he's smart.
Joe's a psychopath. That's handsome. A handsome psychopath. I want to add one more thing really quick. The problem with this adaptation is, the author was also a consulting producer. Why is it so far off?
That's what, and then I don't understand. You wrote it.
Yeah, that's actually sad, but it makes you think that maybe she really wanted the book to go into another direction and she just didn't do it because I don't know why she would do that.
Right. Or maybe she had 2 ideas in her head and she wrote one and published one, and the other one she was like, all right, well, this is my chance to make my other version happen and make it into a show. I don't know.
Exactly.
But she's also a consulting producer, so maybe they didn't want to give her too much of, maybe she didn't have any say.
Oh, and she was only there to be like, oh, well, can you make sure that like, this character... Yeah.
Yeah.
But have a seat in the back.
Let us know. Let us know.
I would love to know why.
I said let us know, not let it snow. Just in case.
Oh my God. Okay, we ready to rate?
Yes.
Yeah.
So also,
No, go ahead.
I really enjoyed the series and I really enjoyed reading the book, but the adaptation sucked. So I'm going to give it a sip for the Hidden Bodies adaptation of season 2 of You.
I agree with that. I love the book and I love the series separately. Together, a sip. Sorry.
I'll third that. I'm going to give it a sip too.
I fourth that, and I agree. It was in 2 totally different directions. I like them separately, but together, they did not mix whatsoever.
At all.
All right. Well, listen, we are in agreement. Oh, that's great.
And we haven't that kind of agreement in a long time. And we didn't even get a bottle out of it, though.
Unless it's a full bottle. But, it's either a full bottle or none. Either way, we're, in the middle.
Well, I'm going to take 4 sips for y'all.
Well, my glass is gone. And I can't.
All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. Be sure to like us on Instagram and YouTube and follow us at
Read, Watch, Wine.
What did I forget, Champagne? Twitter.
Check
us out on Twitter.
Hit
us up and let us know what you'd like to hear us read. Because we're open to recommendations.
What was that?
WW.
WWW. Wow.
Oh, I thought she was doing RWW.
Yeah. I was trying to ask her how. Dog, God!
I thought she was doing www. My
both of you.
Oh, I was like RW.